So hello friends, welcome to a new topic today. Okay, so the topic is like how much data do we need to train a deep learning model. Okay, so I repeat, how much data we need to train a deep learning model, or how much data is sufficient. So you may be asked like how much data you used, and how much data you should have used, how much data you have used or you should have used. Okay, so now come to the topic. Okay, so like why we use deep learning, and like how it is related to data. Okay, so now this graph, it shows that the performance of a deep learning model with the amount of data. Okay, so now as the amount of data it increases, so as the amount of data it increases, after some time my older learning algorithms, okay, the machine learning algorithms, the performance, it remains constant and it fades away. But deep learning, as they increase the amount of data, so the model gives better and better results. Okay, so now the first criteria for using a deep learning algorithm is I should be having sufficient amount of data. So like there is significant research which goes on how performance scales with increasing data size. Deep learning is suitable when we have sufficient amount of data. This is the primary condition. If we do not have sufficient amount of data, then please try to go for traditional machine learning models. They are better. But deep learning, it is not proper if you don't have a sufficient amount of data. Now, how much data is sufficient for training a deep learning model? So this is my question. Now, the first your first option is based on empirical bounds for training data size. What is exactly is this empirical bounds? Now, we have a rule of 1 to 10 in thumb. Okay, this states that if there per predictor we need 10 cases. Okay, so this is just a random guess and a heuristic, like which works well. Many people have felt that this works well. Our training data is estimated by taking into consideration of the number of predictor variable, the total sample size, the fraction of positive samples, or total sample size. So based on this, I will multiply this with a number 10 or 20 or something like that. Then I will decide, okay, this is the number of training samples that I need. For image classification using deep learning, there is a rule of thumb that says that I need to have 1000 images per class, and this number can go down significantly if one uses pre-trained models. If we are having pre-trained models, so my weights they are initialized to some values. So as my weights they are initialized to some values, so I may have lesser number of classes, then also it is fine. So this is the empirical bound for training data. Now the next option is hypothesis testing sample size determination. So in hypothesis testing sample size determination, I do some calculation, then I find out like how much sample I need. Now let's say there is a reporter and he wants to find what is the new average price of condos. Okay, so how many condo sale prices he should average having a 95% confidence, given the standard deviation of condo prices at 60k and the acceptable margin of error at 10k. So like say I have to estimate how many how many condo sale prices I need to have, how many condo prices I need to have. Now my confidence interval, it is given by mean plus z into sigma by square root of n. Okay, so confidence interval, this is also called as the margin of error. Okay, so now my calculation will come from this formula. So here I am assuming that my mean is 0. If my mean is 0, then my confidence interval is equal to z into sigma by square root of n. N is the number of samples, sigma is your standard deviation. Now n equal to z into sigma by confidence interval square. Okay, so if I use this formula over here, so my 1.96 is the number from the standard normal distribution. My standard normal distribution, it looks like this. I have my mean here. This is mean plus 2 sigma. this is this is mean plus sigma, this is mean plus 2 sigma, and so on. So this is your 96% confident interval. This is your mean plus 2 mean minus 2 sigma. Okay, so this is your 96% confidence interval. So 1.96, if I use the standard normal distribution table, my z value, it will come to 1.96 into sigma. Here sigma is being given as 60,000, and then my margin of error, it is at 10,000. If I do this calculation, it comes out to be 138. So I need my 138 samples to 138 samples is the number of condo sale prices that I should have. Okay, so now the third option is you're based on statistical learning theory for training data size. This is the Vapnik-Sevronakis dimension, or the VC dimension. It's very odd to pronounce. So very simple thing is, it's a VC dimension. So based on the VC dimension also, I can estimate like how many training data, so what could be the training data size. Now the VC dimension is a measure of the complexity of a model. The more complex the model, the higher is its VC dimension. So now, like the training data, let n is my training data size. My training data, it depends on the VC dimension. If my model is more complex, like say deep learning model, it's very complex. Okay, so as the model is complex, so I would need more training data. So you can get a feel of this, like if you are using a more and a more complex model, you need more and more data. So the simpler the model is, you need less data. This is a like the number of data points that you need, it's a function of VC plus ln of 1 by d by epsilon, where d is the probability of failure and epsilon is the learning error. Okay, so the amount of data needed depends on the complexity of the model. This is what your statistical learning theory, it tells. So this is a raw answer or a raw information that you should know, like how much data size you need to have. If you want to know more, then you can go this through to these two links. Okay, so thank you. I hope you found my video useful. If you have any questions, you can comment and ask.